much just to start, how would you evaluate how your spring has been to this point, and what's the competition like, just the amount of competition in that cornerback room?
I feel like spring for me has been going well, picking up on the plays, just everything, just with communication, just talking to guys, like just being on the same page with everybody. Like spring overall has just been going good for like as a whole, as a team overall. And I say for like my room, like defensive room wise, like we just connected and we just keep competing every day. We know nothing's guaranteed here at Georgia, so we just got to keep working for everything that we earn.
So what was your mindset last year? Just, not necessarily playing as much, but also, came in as a highly ranked guy, highly touted guy. What was kind of your mindset just last year, and then how has it changed this spring?
I feel like coming in, I knew Georgia was just going to be work. Like every day is just nothing but just competition. The man across from you, the man in your room, there's nothing but competition. So, it's just coming in as a freshman, just doing what I have to do, just working really. I didn't get what I really expected my freshman year, but at the end of the day, I'm still like getting developed and everything. So I say like it's just been a good overall experience for me my freshman year.
Had a couple of your teammates, come in here and they really laud you for your ability to track the ball in the air. Talk about that just a little bit. I mean, why is that strengthening? What goes through a guy's mind when you're trying to be a successful ball tracker like that?
Well, like growing up, that's really like all I used to do is just track balls. Like with my dad, we'll go to the field and like he'd just throw the football up just deep and like he'd just make me just go get it. So it's just like I always been trained to do that. So, yeah.
You got injured last year. Can you tell us everything that happened? Because there were times, we were expecting to see you, but they said, "Oh, he's hurt." And then we'd ask, "Well, what is it?" And they're like, "Undisclosed." What all happened to you last year?
No comment.
Yeah, obviously your coverage has been praised pretty heavily by your teammates tonight, but I'm curious, from trying to improve as a tackler, how difficult is that? Because I'm sure some of it is technique-wise, but also a good chunk of it is just mentally, just being more willing to just throw your body in there and be more physical in that aspect.
You said that one more time, please.
Yeah, just how hard is it to improve as a tackler at that cornerback position?
Yeah, I said we have a great back. Like, we have a great running back room. They very hard to tackle, just one-on-one. So, like, we get taught a lot, like, how to tackle and everything. Like, it's just been helping overall. We just focus on what our coach has been telling us to do and just put it there on the field.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you about DeMello. What do you feel like are his strengths and what makes him an effective quarterback?
I say the way he plays, the way he carries himself. He handles himself like a dog, Like, DeMello, all he wants to do is win. All he's going to do is compete, like, for everything that he do. So just playing against a guy like that only makes yourself better, too, at that, So it's just competition.
Ellis, over here. You came in as a pretty highly touted recruit last year. This is now your second spring under your belt. After just everything your first year, like what's the hardest lesson, if anything, that you have to learn from your freshman year?
Hardest lesson that I had to learn from my freshman year, I'd probably say, was being patient. Because I wanted to be out there on the field, but at the end of the day, I knew that my time was coming, and I knew that it was going to come eventually. So, just staying patient and just trusting the process of what they had planned for me.
Yeah, the emphasis on tackling here, like I think DeMello said Kirby wants the corners to be even more physical than the safeties. Like, is that something that takes a while to get used to coming out of high school into a program like this?
Can you repeat that one more time, please?
Yeah, just the emphasis on tackling as a corner specifically. Does it take a while to get used to that coming into a program like this where it's harped on day after day after day?
I mean, we work on it so much that it's like it's just gonna be something natural that we just gonna be doing. Even if we didn't come from a place that wasn't like strong, like tackling wise, just being here, just like learning how they do things and the schemes. Like, you're gonna learn like how to do everything just being here at Georgia.
Yeah, let's kind of take you back to over here, back to the summer camp series back when you were still in high school. You and Jeremiah Smith would go one-on-one several times. And you, if I remember correctly, actually had some success against him, maybe one of the few guys who've had. What do you remember about those battles, if you want to call it that, and how did going against him maybe help make you a better player?
He's a great football player, so like at the end of the day, I always want to compete, I always want to go against the best, and I felt like he was just best of the best, really, so I always wanted to go against him, and that's just what happened.
Can you elaborate a little bit more? You said you went to a field with your dad. He used to throw it up to you. What was that, New Haven, and what did that look like? Was it like at nighttime, or when was it?
Yeah, it was back in New Haven, where I'm actually from. Where was it? It was at a Hill House field, cause my older brother used to play there, so we used to just go there, about like any time really, and like we would just work, like just work on anything that has to do with like defensive back really.
Yeah, Ellis, what have you seen from Jonte as he's joined you guys this spring, and what you've seen from him so far?
And Jonte's learning, he's a great corner. He's overall just learning everything about the position, so he's definitely going to be a guy for sure.
Georgia's wide receiver group looks to be a lot bigger than they have been in the past. Can you talk about some of those big bodies out there and your battles with them?
Yeah, it's competition every day, just going up with guys like Noah, Kobe, like Zach, like all those, like, it's competition, like, at the end of the day, those guys, they good, they're really good.
More.
Yeah, so obviously last year, what was your welcome to Georgia moment, and how often are they still happening for you?
No comment.
All right.
Thanks,
Ellis.
Ellen.